Triple H emotional after Becky Lynch was involved in a tragic plane crash. Hold on to your folding chairs, hit that subscribe button, and click the notifications bell icon so you never miss another heart-stopping update from Wrestling Rush News. Now, let us get straight down to the absolute madness breaking the internet today. If you logged on to social media, opened your feed, and felt your stomach drop because you saw a headline claiming Becky Lynch was involved in a tragic plane crash while Triple H was left emotional and in tears, take a deep breath, drink some water, relax your shoulders. The man is alive, well, and probably somewhere drinking a cup of coffee while coming up with new ways to dominate the women's division. But why on earth is this terrifying rumor spreading like wildfire across the wrestling community? Where did this absurdly dark story even come from? And why did thousands of fans genuinely believe that one of WWE's absolute greatest icons had met a tragic end? To understand how a rumor this massive gets completely out of hand, we have to look at how the professional wrestling internet machine actually operates. We live in an era where clickbait isn't just an annoyance, it is an absolute art form designed to catch you off guard. All it takes is one shady Facebook page, a poorly written AI-generated article, or a questionable social media account using a dramatic thumbnail of Triple H looking visibly shaken next to a stock photo of emergency responders at an airport runway. Boom! Suddenly the algorithm takes over, fans start panicking, and the rumor spreads faster than a surprise return at the Royal Rumble. People share it without double-checking the facts, news feeds get flooded, and within 2 hours, half of the internet is convinced that multi-time champion Becky Lynch is no longer with us. What makes this specific rumor so wild is how believable it felt to casual fans at first glance, mostly because WWE superstars practically live in the sky. These athletes travel hundreds of thousands of miles every single year, jumping on private jets, commercial flights, and red-eyes to make it from city to city for live television, overseas tours, and media appearances. When you're constant airborne cargo, flight delays, severe turbulence, and travel scares are very real parts of the job. In fact, Becky Lynch herself has had famous real-life travel blunders, like the time she missed a massive international show simply because of a tiny tear in her passport. So when a headline pops up combining Becky Lynch, an airplane, and a tragedy, your brain immediately goes into panic mode before you even have time to check if the source is legitimate.
So where does the emotional Triple H part come into this chaotic narrative? Well, that is where clickbait creators get extra creative with real-life facts. The internet loves taking genuine, high-emotion moments from WWE history and recycling them to fit fake news stories. Photos of Triple H looking teary-eyed or visibly choked up are very real, but they come from deeply emotional, historic moments like retirement announcements, legendary Hall of Fame inductions, the sudden loss of beloved icons like Bray Wyatt, or post-show press conferences where the chief content officer was speaking straight from the heart. Shady content creators literally grabbed those old screenshots, pasted them next to a fake headline about an aviation disaster, and served it up to the public to farm millions of panicky clicks. It is devious, it is aggressive, and frankly, it is completely out of line. Speaking of Triple H, let us examine the actual professional relationship between the chief content officer and the Irish lass kicker. If Becky Lynch were ever actually hurt, you can bet Triple H would be genuinely devastated, not just as a corporate boss, but as the mentor who helped nurture her talent back when she was making waves in NXT. Triple H was right there watching as Becky evolved from an underdog into the man, a main event megastar who literally changed the course of women's wrestling history forever. They have built a bond over a decade of trust, creative evolution, and high-stakes storytelling. They are two individuals who helped push professional wrestling into a lucrative new era, making their real-life respect for one another as real as it gets. Meanwhile, if you actually look at Becky's real-life status right now, she is not lying in some hospital or dealing with a tragic accident. She's been busy navigating her career, spending time with her husband Seth Rollins and their daughter, and preparing for her next big moves both inside the squared circle and in Hollywood. She is literally doing interview rounds, featuring in major streaming projects, and making public appearances. The only thing Becky Lynch is currently crashing is the hopes and dreams of her opponents when she steps inside that ring. Transitioning from fake news back to real life, why do wrestling fans fall for these extreme death and accident hoaxes so easily? It's because professional wrestling sits in a unique, bizarre twilight zone between scripted drama and high-risk reality. In what other form of entertainment do performers get thrown off corporate headquarters, stuffed into ambulances, or run over by luxury sedans only to show up the following week on television looking fresh and ready to fight? We are so accustomed to seeing over-the-top, larger-than-life chaos on our screens every week that when a real-life headline sounds catastrophic, our brains briefly struggle to separate storyline theater from actual reality. Fake news farms know this exact psychological glitch, and they exploit it relentlessly for traffic. The reality is that Becky Lynch is safe, healthy, and continuing to stand as one of the most influential figures in sports entertainment history. So the next time you see a dark, shocking headline claiming your favorite superstar met a tragic fate in a plane crash or a car wreck, take a deep breath, close that suspicious website, and check trusted wrestling outlets first. The man isn't going anywhere. Her legacy lives on, and Triple H's emotional moments remain safely reserved for real-life milestones and unforgettable championship victories. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling Rush News.